Guys who did something stupid for a girl, what did you do? When I was 20, I was dating a girl my own age and was absolutely in love with her for a while. For Valentine's Day, I brought home a large sheet of cardboard from work and cut it into a giant heart. I bought a red sweatshirt and some various paints and made my most embarrassing outfits to date. I painted the giant heart red and cut out an oval in the middle. I wrote on the heart, "Will you be my?" Then wrote Valentine on the shirt. I painted my face red, stuck it through the hole in the cardboard, and then showed up at her job to surprise her. Fortunately, she thought it was cute. So did her gay co-worker. I drive long-haul bus routes. Some dude shows up without luggage one day to travel across the state. Weird. I ask him, "No bags?" "No man. I'm going to prison. Have to report for sentencing tomorrow." "Oh. Yikes. Don't mean to pry." "What for?" I totally meant to pry because I wasn't about to have a murderer or some psycho rapist on my bus for 9 hours. "Oh. I'm going to prison for this girl. She got caught with a bunch of drugs in her car. I was riding with her. It was gonna be her third strike, so I told the cops they were mine. I love her, man. She'll be waiting for me when I get out," she says. I got on my bicycle and rode 18 miles to see my GF. My girlfriend lived 28 miles away. If you haven't done the math yet, my tire popped at 18 miles. So you're the guy in the "my parents' errand home" meme. She crashed her bike going down a paved road, so I did the same to impress her, or to make her feel better. I really don't know my reasoning. She landed in the ditch. I did not. Not me, but back in middle school a friend of mine made a graffito on the wall of a girl's house in the middle of night, saying he loved her. He misspelled her name. Edit. I didn't know the singular of graffiti is graffito. Enrolled in the same uni. She stopped talking to me 2 weeks later. Wrote a F King poem in a Word document and emailed her. Not even LaTeX. Bro. Smartphone contract. 2 years 45 OA monthly. After 6 months she left me. Now I have 2 phones and 70 OA to pay every month. When I was 16, I wanted to buy my girlfriend a ring for her birthday. I had been working and saved up. My plan was to get a silver ring with her birthstone and pay around $600, $700. I go to a jewelry store at the local mall and discover it is going out of business soon and had 70% off diamond rings. What an amazing deal. I thought, why not get a diamond for the same price? Fast forward to her birthday party, and she's opening her gifts in front of her entire family and friends. She opens mine and immediately lights up and puts the diamond ring on her ring finger. The room gasped and I nearly passed out. I realized immediately what I had done. I had bought an engagement ring. I thought her dad was gonna kill me right there. But after telling them what happened and a lot of convincing, they finally realized how funny it was. I exchanged the ring the next day. This girl I really liked ages ago didn't really know who I was. I gave her a Wii for her birthday and it was probably the creepiest thing ever to her. I thought it was a surefire way to win her heart. Get married and all that Disney crap. 15-year-old me was stupid. Man. At 15 I didn't even have enough money to buy a Wii for myself. Back in elementary school a girl asked me to be her bodyguard. I said yes and got beat up the next break by 5 boys. Grew my hair long because she asked me to. She stopped going out with me. I kept growing it. And wasn't successful with women until I got it cut. Jumped over a fire pit and ruined my right knee. Moved across the country to go to a university near her. She dumped me 4 weeks later. PS. My life turned out great as a result of my decision to attend this school, so it has a happy ending. Getting up from the bleachers to play dodgeball. I tried to pull my sweatpants off while yelling "let's do this." Ended up yanking off everything. Boxes and all. Power move. In high school, I saw a girl I liked walking with her friend. My genius brain decided I needed to impress her, so I decided skipping backwards and saying some quip would make me noticeable for sure. I started skipping backwards and said better get to class. I attempted to turn around while skipping and almost face planted but caught myself. It's crazy to think how if you hadn't flubbed the turnaround. Was in a long distance relationship with her. Flew back for Valentine's Day. Turned up with flowers. To see her through the window. Sitting on the lap of her ex. Edit. Thanks for the silver. That's when you don't even break stride on your way to the nearest bar and give those flowers to the first single girl you meet. It doesn't even have to be to hit on her. But it'll make her feel good. Plus bars serve liquor. And you can get drunk. Gave her a chocolate bar with a golden ticket to go out with me. I got denied. Hey man. That was a very sweet and creative way to ask her out. I'm sure she was missing out. I let another kid punch me in the face. It worked. Edit. Holy shit. Gold and silver? Of course the first time I get either is on a comment about me getting punched in the face. Anyways, a lot of people were asking for context, so I'll give a short version. This kid was trying to impress this girl by trying to start a fight with someone. I know this girl didn't like violence, so I told him that he could punch me in the face but make it look real. The girl saw it and immediately started yelling at him. Then came to see if I was okay, and I spent the rest of the day talking to her and feeling like an absolute genius. Edit 2. I told my university-aged, now boyfriend, before our first date that I thought he looked cute in his high school uniform. Had been looking at old pics, so he rocked up to pick me up in his full school uniform that barely fit him anymore. Edit. Holy shit. I made a rap. No. I genuinely am too cringed about it to post it. Edit. Checked my backups. Weren't a lot. Didn't find anything. The paper I wrote it down must be gone. This was 10 years ago. Also asked my friend who had a studio back in the day. I recorded it there. With horrible ad libs, and was quite sure he didn't have the MP3 anymore. In middle school I dated a guy who carved my initials into his leg. Flattering, I guess. In high school, this girl who I was close friends with, but also had a not so secret crush on, told me once how she really loved those huge 7-foot tall teddy bears. So I told her one day I'd buy her one and she laughed, writing it off as a joke. Fast forward like 3 years later, when we're going to the same local college and reconnected after slowly drifting apart after high school. She tells me one day that she's sick, so I do the only logical thing. Drive to Costco after class. Drop $200 on that huge teddy bear. Stuff it into the backseat of my tiny Honda Civic. Drive incredibly dangerously since the bear is taking up my entire rear window. Then show up at her front door. She says it feels too weird and romantic given our past, me having that not so secret crush back in high school and her having to tell me multiple times that we're better off as friends. So I do the whole drive back and return the bear. Started smoking cigarettes. Edit. I'm smoking a nicotine vape right now reading these replies. I did nothing. Was basically head over heels for a girl who was clearly interested in me. My anxiety prevented me from acting on the clearly displayed interest she had in me. Edit. Thanks for the kinda cake day words. A girl who strung me along for like 2 years in high school. Admired the nice bowls I was turning on the lathe in Woods class. I made her my biggest and best one yet. Like fruit bowl size. Took weeks. I'm convinced it got smashed. Because she didn't care about me. It was amazing. Cherry, walnut and ambrosia maple. I didn't end up doing it. But my senior year of high school, my then girlfriend wanted me to quit marching concert symphonic band so that we could spend time together over the fall break. Our band was going to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. My parents had already paid $1,000 each for the week-long trip to Nick for my sister and I. And playing the saxophone was something that I had loved since I was in elementary school. I really considered it, but I'm pretty sure even if I wanted to there was no way my parents would let me and just be out 1k. I went up, at that time, the tallest ride in Asia where they send you up and drop you straight down. I'm absolutely terrified by heights. First girl I asked out, I left a chalk outline of a body on her driveway. Along with a, clearly fake, police report indicating I was dying to go out with her. Yeah. I still cringe at the memory. Edit. This blew up. Thanks for the silver guys. And to everyone asking. I did know her and we had been flirtatious with each other. One of her friends assured me she would say yes to something creative. She did not say yes. Flew across continents to surprise her on her birthday. Not me but a friend. When we were in elementary school my friend had a huge crush on this girl. So one day he decides to ask her to be his girlfriend, so he brings flowers and a note saying I love you. Meet me at the basketball hoop, so he puts the flowers in her locker. We didn't have keys for our lockers. Then he slips the letter to her and goes to the basketball hoops. She gets there too. Then he asked her out, she said no. So out of sadness my friend climbs on a tree and says, if you aren't going to say yes I'm gonna jump. Yeah, it was still a no and he jumps down on his feet and twists his ankle. She then moved to another city far away. This was in 3rd grade. Cool. One I can answer. Semicolon. I had a breakup that really hurt me emotionally. Another girl comes along to manipulate me. We were together for a while when I decided to enlist to the military. She was upset, so she convinced me to get an apartment with her that she could live in while I'm gone. Fast forward to 3 months after I left. I found out she opened a credit card in my name, $1,000. Repeatedly cheated on me and trashed the apartment. Semicolon. This was almost 3 years ago and I'm still dealing with the repercussions. Semicolon. Edit. I would say the worst part of all this was the mental aspect of being manipulated. The financial part was bad only because I wasn't making a ton of money before enlistment and not so much after. Not me but my grandfather. After returning from World War II he asked my grandmother on a date. She said that she would only date a guy with a convertible. Being persistent my grandfather cut the roof off his car and asked her again. They were married for over 50 years. I gave her all my thoughts. All my time. All my energy. Did my best to be a great listener and have great back and forth communication to fix all and any issues we would encounter. We were happy, I thought. Until one day she started to back off. We talked and what she told me left me speechless. Apparently she had me so high up in a pedestal that after an occasion where I had to cancel due to my sick grandmother she felt sick and couldn't function. She told me she needed to be able to function when I couldn't be there and that she needed time away from me so she can relearn to do that. I didn't know what to think then and I still don't know now. Thank you everyone who took their time to comment and reply no my nonsense, and thank you to the kind stranger who gave me my first silver. This can be a great community. I once pretended to be drunk and I flirted with her best friend to try and make her jealous, and then because of that she said that I wasn't who she thought I was and she stopped liking me. I wanted to make her think I was cool but instead I made her think I was an ass. Moved across the US, East Coast to West Coast, for her. When I really wanted to go back home to Asia. When I was around 15 I got really frustrated that a girl that I had known for a while did not want to like me and get together. I was texting her in the middle of class and the teacher made a comment about it and she made me hand over the phone and something snapped in me. I threw a chair across the room, hit my desk which broke my hand and I broke down crying. I thought about it today and it still makes me cringe sometimes. And I apologized to my teacher and everyone included. The girl is now one of my closest friends. Edit. I threw the chair and then slammed my hand into the desk for the people that are confused. To preface this, I'm a hopeless romantic and adhere religiously to FCK it. What's the worst that could happen? I wrote love poems and recited them in Shakespearean fashion for my crush in high school. And that didn't work. I wrote her a song and performed it. Didn't work either. Surprisingly, I took piano lessons to get to hang out with this girl. Then her girlfriend showed up to practice at one point. I fell in love with a French girl through phone at work. I'm Swedish. She worked second line support and we start flirting for a bit. I say I want to see her and I'll come to France. She says do it. I arrive in France. No one at the airport. Ring her up, she freaks out that I did it and wasn't joking. Then ghosts me. Still a pretty decent vacation. Not necessarily for her, but I tried to impress a girl at my middle school fall festival when a guy bet me $60 I wouldn't eat a live goldfish, he had just one. I did it. It did not impress her. A guy on my dorm floor the first week of college downed a live goldfish just because. He threw it up and it lived for the entire semester. It became the official wing mascot. His name was Pukey. I saw cuts on the arms of a girl whom I was close to in high school. I tried speaking to her about it and she said I wouldn't understand. But I knew she had no one else to talk to. So what did I do? I tried telling her I would understand and she wouldn't believe me. So I pretended I was also sad and anxious and that me opening up made her comfortable enough to open up. She was right though. I didn't understand, but at least she had someone to talk to even if I couldn't offer much help. We ended up dating for 2 years after both getting even closer due to all that. Anyway, she ended up turning against all her morals and everything she stood for. Turned into the people that were making her depressed and cheated on me. Anyway, I must have done some Pavlov magic because now I actually am depressed. Edit. Last paragraph made no sense. Chad wording. I took her to a Chick-fil-A rally to protest their anti-LGBTQ plus policies. Unfortunately it was a windy afternoon and when I opened my passenger door to let her back inside my car, the breeze caught a Chick-fil-A wrapper that had been hidden under my seat. Foiled by my love of their chicken yet again. You live in a sitcom. Agreed to move into an apartment with her that was 40 miles away from my workplace. It was very close to her workplace. I spent 2-3 hours round trip in the car every day for over 2 years. I didn't regret it at the time. But now I have a much shorter commute and realize how exhausted I was by the terrible commute. The girl I lost my virginity to. I thought it was love, but looking back it was pure lust. I stopped eating and lost a load of weight. That was a long time ago though. Edit. For the people who are reading into this too much. I lost my virginity to her. Within a week she was with somebody else. I was young and felt devastated. I didn't want to eat and lost a lot of weight. I didn't look healthy, but it actually had the knock-on effect of me getting a lot of compliments and I temporarily turned into a man SLT. The reason I think it's stupid is the weight was lost in an unhealthy way. Not eating for days and avoiding meals. That was over 10 years ago now. Agreed to date her even though she wasn't ready. Didn't know at the time that meant I'd just be her filler dick. I liked this girl who was intelligent and always did her stuff in school. Me being awkward never knew what to say to her. So we never talked. So one day I went up to her trying to show off my intellect. And asked her to give me her hardest math problem. So I could solve it. I didn't, cause it was a pretty hard one that I needed a calculator to solve. The people she was talking to were laughing, which made people around us look at me. Later she went up to me and apologized for embarrassing me. So at least she talked to me. Not me. But this guy who liked my sister. He really wanted to woo her, so he took her mattress shopping and bought her a top of the line $6,000 mattress with all the bells and whistles. She didn't sleep with him. But she sure FK'd his credit card debt. Dated her for an entire year when she used me. Emotionally abused me. And cheated on me. I changed my looks. I let my high school girlfriend drive my car. And she rear-ended someone at a stoplight. She panicked. And talked me into swapping seats with her and taking the blame for it. So she wrecked my car. And my driving record.